Hello, welcome to EDU 540, Student Support and Outreach. My name is Dr. Chris Smith, and I'll be your content faculty for this course. So to get you started, I wanted to kind of give you a guided tour of the course and just kind of give you some tips to get you started out with. So I am on the course homepage. I want to show you in the toolbar at the top, you have a navigation menu. You've got course menu. When you drop down, you see on that list, you've got announcements, learning modules, discussions, assignments, and grades. We're going to spend a little bit of time going over the announcements and the learning modules today. So with the announcements, you want to check those regularly to see any updates in terms of suggestions, added content. There is one that's already posted that you can see that has information on the instructional team. If you go into that announcement, you'll see more information about myself and then your assessor faculty. You'll see Laura's information there. Please go through and review that carefully, as well as any other new announcements as they come in. Where I want to spend most of my time are the learning modules. This is where you'll get the bulk of your instruction, content, and everything that's due in the course. So before I go too far into it, if you look on the left side and scroll down a little bit, you've got a table of contents getting started. But you can see that there are 3 projects, projects 1, 2, and 3, for you to do throughout this course. And so this is what we call a self-paced course. But I want to kind of give you some tips in terms of how to pace yourself with that scenario. So you don't want to wait till the very last minute to try to do all 3 of these, because they are pretty big and complex projects. So if you break it down, we've got a 16-week semester. You're looking at anywhere between 4 and 6 weeks to do each of these. So if you did 4 weeks per, then you're going to get them all done in 12 weeks. And that'll give you about 4 weeks to play around with. Somewhere probably closer to 5. So the first couple weeks of each project you want to spend going into the details. So I'm going to click on Project 1, Student Support Communications. So when I get to that page, there's all kinds of content on this page. It starts out with the project instructions. You can see the project and rubric, and I'll go into those, and some discussion boards, which I'll talk about. But I want to go down to the bottom, because the important stuff are all the resources that have been put together for you for each of these projects. So when I get to Unit 1-1, there are some unit resources that are web pages. So I can click on that header, and I can find some additional readings, themes and strategies for transformative online instruction, a literature review, best practice in K-12 online and hybrid courses. All these readings are very important for you to go through before you even start to begin to look at the projects. Then when we get to the projects, a couple things that I want to make you aware of. When I go back to the Project 1 support, and I get to those 2 discussion boards, there's a difference between the 2 discussion boards. So the public project discussion is something, if you want the entire class, everyone in it, to know, if you think it's an important question you have and everyone would benefit from the answer to that, then you would post that in the public project discussion. The private project discussion forum is just for you and I to interact together. Anything you post there won't be seen by anyone else, and we can interact with that. And then each project has its own rubric. So if you click and expand the header for the instructions and rubric, you'll see that it's tied to a single competency. And so then you'll get an overview of the project, and then you have each of these expansion areas where you can find more about the scenario that it's based around, the directions that you'll follow. And then if you scroll down a little bit further, you've got what to submit, and it gives detailed minimum 750 words, 4 slides. Read this stuff in detail. I'm going to be breaking down each of these projects in more detail as we go through the course and in my weekly announcements and the supporting materials and the supporting rubric, the project rubric. Remember, a rubric is designed to give you criteria on how you're going to be judged on these projects. So you really want to focus in on this. When you have your project, you think it's ready to submit, you want to actually go to this rubric and score yourself based on the rubric criteria in the rubric to see how you feel you've done. If you think you've achieved it and you look and you see that you've achieved most of them, then you're probably ready to submit. But if you start to look at this and you say, I don't know that I've achieved that one or the next one, you may want to go back and make some revisions. And you're more than welcome to email me a copy of what you're working on at the time, and I can go through and add some comments and do some different things so we can interact together if you want to submit it that way. But again, this is just a very high level view of where we're going to go this semester, but I did want to make sure that you understood where to go to get started and what you need to work on. So you will start with Project 1, and you will start with Unit 1, 1-1, and you'll just work your way through all the readings and extra materials first before you begin the project. I'm very excited about working with you this semester, and if you have any questions, please feel free to use my contact information, which is posted in the course announcement that I showed you in the beginning under the Content Faculty section, and have office hours there, email address, and phone number as well. So looking forward to working with you, and good luck this semester.